Hi, this is Kevin, and welcome to SMAGcast number 17, our typical group discussion. And I just wanted to come in for a second and say thank you to Cups Espresso Cafe in Clinton, Mississippi at 101 West Main Street for hosting us this week. You can find Cups in the Jackson, Mississippi area at 11 convenient locations in Fondren, The Quarter, Downtown, St. Dominic's, Brandon, Flowood, Clinton, Ridgeland, County Line Road, Methodist Rehab, and Madison. You can find out more information at cupsespressocafe.com. We'll have the link in the show notes. And now, on with the show.
Yeah, this room does echo.
So, I hit record, and the very first thing everyone hears is you doing hand farts again.
Yeah.
You know, Warren and me were talking. We think you've got a fetish.
Really?
Yes.
Not a fetish, but
And Paul's got an unnatural obsession.
Yeah.
his hand first.
Okay, well, why don't we start it?
Yes. Hello, Smag Pies, and welcome to the SMAGcast, coming to you from what may well be our new home at Cups in Clinton.
Woo, welcome.
I am Kevin. I am a graphic designer and creator of the webcomic The Errant Apprentice.
I'm Emily. I'm joining you once again. Hello, Smagpies.
I'm Paul. We're out of order.
Yeah.
I'm a graphic artist as well as Kevin. And,
You're as good as me.
okay.
Who knew graphic artists were so competitive?
Yeah, we actually kind of are.
Yeah.
It's a graphic artist dick weighting contest.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm Mike, and I'm here.
Mike is a meat artist.
Hey, that doesn't sound good.
You make
It
really
doesn't.
good hamburgers.
Okay, thanks for clearing that up.
No, seriously, dude makes like awesome hamburgers.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
I work in the medium of protein. That really doesn't
oh
sound
my god, that's worse than me saying
Well, I'm good at eggs, too.
designer.
Yeah.
That
That is
sound
true.
good.
Mike does lay a tasty egg.
Oh, that reminds me, I've been watching Mork and Mindy this week because it's been on the hub, and I have learned how to not appreciate Mork and Mindy at all.
I
That
never
is-
appreciated Mark and Mindy.
Well, Pam Dauber was like one of my early crushes when I was a kid,
Yeah.
and but the show is just, oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the episode where Mork lays an egg and it grows, and he hatches Jonathan Winters out.
Yeah, that's kind of disturbing.
Yeah, there's like all kinds of Freudian stuff you could say about that whole
Mhm.
storyline.
Yeah, I can just imagine that now. You know, Mindy's like, Mark, what did you do? He's like, shh, winter is coming.
This just makes me want to go back and watch them again. I remember enjoying them as a child.
Oh yeah, I did too. I don't now.
Yeah, there's certain things that actually, you know, they're okay now. Like, I went back and watched a couple episodes of Airwolf. Airwolf is still awesome.
Airwolf holds up, man.
Yeah.
Airwolf is like, because like especially that first season where it was like a movie in parts. It was really good.
Exactly. But there's other things that haven't held up as well. Like,
Silverhawks.
yeah, I'm shoot lasers from my shoulders.
We can all breathe in space.
Just about any 80s cartoon doesn't hold up. Thundercats,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Transformers.
The opening
G.I. Joe.
credits to Thundercats.
Well,
holds
yeah.
up.
But
The was
the actual writing and...
I haven't seen that since it came on originally. Me and my dad watched that. Did you know Stan Freberg was the announcer?
No, I did not.
Yes.
Good to know.
You know me and voice actors.
I do. You have this long history together. It's filled with, well, never mind.
Yes.
So, Kevin, how are you doing?
Well, my aunt's in the hospital.
Okay.
We don't know if she's going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
On the plus side, I've been doing a lot of art.
Nice.
I'm trying to get ahead again on Aaron Apprentice, and the book is finally starting to make a little headway.
You forgot something.
What?
You forgot to introduce Warren. Hey, Warren, how you doing? Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Warren's
he's not here. He's being a tool. No,
Jeez.
we have a...
Kevin's not good at hiding his feelings.
No, I'm just messing with him. We have a replacement Warren this week, so...
Yeah.
I'm the stand-in.
Yes.
We'll sit in, rather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, other than that, I'm doing, I guess, okay.
Cool.
So, I mean, there's like nothing exciting to talk about in my life.
Well, I think the book coming together is pretty exciting, and I also saw on Facebook where you posted that you're selling the original art.
Yeah, I've done that before, and I've still got all of it.
Well, you dropped the price. Hopefully that'll...
Yeah, $25 a page.
Nice.
I've got 930 pages of Coda's World for sale.
Yeah, if you could sell them all, you'd be rich.
I would.
Yeah, you really would.
And I've got like 300-something pages of Aaron Apprentice.
You should sell them all for $5 a page.
Your mom
Well,
has nothing to do with this discussion.
will you be taking them to the Backwoods Comic Festival?
I might. The
Select.
problem is they're in two very large Sterilite containers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got a trunk.
Are they numbered and signed?
No, I can sign them, but there ain't no way I'm numbering 900-something pages.
Why not?
Because I've got to make new art.
Well, I mean, think about it. If you sell them for like $25, but you sell Coda's World number 666 for $50, that one will probably sell. Or 42.
Yeah.
Or 69. You know, some geek number.
Mm-hmm. That's...
Those would be like, you know, special limited edition.
Mm-hmm. 227 goes for 50 because of that sitcom.
Exactly, back in the 80s. Which probably didn't hold up very well.
I can only imagine. It had that lady from Sesame Street.
Yeah, Oscar. The Crouch.
No, the other one.
Oh,
The
okay.
black lady.
Oh, Maria. No, wait, she was the
That was the
Hispanic
Mexican lady. Or was she Hispanic? I thought she was from Mexico. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Yeah.
Y'all have lost me completely. I never watched
Where's
227.
Mike? I can't find him. We've lost him.
Yeah, she was the one that like crossed the border to Sesame Street, didn't she?
She what?
Crossed the border to Sesame Street. Before George Bush.
Oh, we're not going there.
Sesame Street had a dry feet policy.
So anyway, Emily, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Okay.
This week has been very good, and we're at work here at Cups. We're right next to a college, so we're getting ready for all the students to come back.
In case anybody doesn't know, Emily's the manager here, which is how we were able to record here.
Yes.
We're a very nerdy store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were going to be having some issues with the old recording studio because of a guy who moved in down the hall, who is very loud, will most likely be there on Saturday nights, and came up and knocked on the office door and told me to give him the Wi-Fi password.
Yeah.
I was like, nope.
Yeah. Not your company.
Nope. So we started talking about somewhere to go, and Emily has graciously offered to house a bunch of podcast bums.
Mm-hmm.
We do what we can.
Yep. So, Mike, how are you doing?
How am I doing? That's
Yes.
a question.
Yes, it is. You didn't add in a question mark.
Expletive
It
deleted.
had a, damn it.
Did I have rise at the end?
Yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah.
the inflection at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing really new in the way of Mike really looking forward to Dragon Con.
Yeah. I would look forward to Dragon Con
In
in
a
a
couple,
couple.
yeah. Got a couple of weeks before you can get excited about it.
Exactly. That might be a hurricane,
Yeah,
which would suck.
yeah.
It wouldn't be anything new.
Nope.
Well, 2 years in a row. What are the odds of
Pretty
hurricanes?
good.
No,
Pretty good.
Yeah.
not 2 years.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
What was it the meteorologist told you about how active the Gulf was, or predicted to be?
actually, they scaled it back this year.
Oh, good.
Just recently. There's
Yeah.
only supposed to be 9 named storms, 3 big, severe, creepy ones.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah, but it got blown away, and now it goes in a FEMA trailer.
Okay.
But then it got relocated to Texas, like my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, they picked it up off the roof of the Superdome and flew it out to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, they drove it out there in the multicolored Partridge Family bus.
come on, get happy.
Come on, get FEMA assistance.
Other than that, nothing much.
Red alert.
Red alert. Okay.
That's the worst beat in the world.
Artemis 2.0 comes out sometime this month.
Excellent.
For people that don't know, Artemis is a spaceship bridge simulator that's basically what any Star Trek game should be, in that everyone plays a different station.
Yeah.
Someone needs to turn off their car alarm.
That would be helpful.
Klingons are coming in.
Yeah.
Red alert.
We're in the Kobayashi Maru right now, just so
Okay.
you know. Well, how have you been, Paul?
I'm good. Been pretty busy at work lately.
Uh-huh. I can imagine.
Yeah.
You're gearing up
No,
for
I
mayhem.
just have a whole lot of projects, like little projects here and there that I've been doing. I lost my Minecraft hardcore save this afternoon.
You died?
Yeah, I died. In case the SMAG guys don't know, Minecraft hardcore is you go into the game, you die, the map goes away forever.
Yeah, it automatically deletes the map,
Yeah.
so you can't.
Hey, did they have a Minecraft parkour mode where you can like run up walls and
No.
jump through
There's a
windows and
mod
stuff?
for that, actually.
Oh. Well, that's one. That reminds me. This is the first thing I wanted to talk about. Have y'all heard about the new EverQuest game
No.
No.
coming out? You haven't heard?
No.
No.
Okay, first off, new graphics.
That's good.
So it doesn't look like EverQuest. So,
Right. But to be fair, that was like 15 years ago.
yeah, I know. Well, they're coming out with a new game,
Mhm.
and one of the things they're doing is it's going to be free to play.
Microtransactions.
Yes, but it's not going to be defined by the microtransactions, from what I hear.
That's
The
good.
fun part is one of the skills you can get is apparently parkour
Ah,
in
interesting.
an MMO.
Nice.
So you can run up the side of a building onto the rooftop and start running around like a Ninja Turtle.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of excited about this game.
Yeah. Paul and his history with EverQuest.
Oh, God.
Oh,
The reason he wouldn't play WoW was because of EverQuest.
Yeah.
well, they've changed a lot of stuff, so you don't have to like get on a boat, log out, log back in, and find you're on your way back to the other continent.
Yeah.
So they're doing away with that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
So,
I never knew much about EverQuest. So.
well, Paul told me he was trying to get. Was it you that were you got on a boat, logged out, logged back in, and missed getting off the boat, or was that Warren? Because y'all both played EverQuest.
I don't remember. That was a very long time ago.
I noticed EverQuest is the reason a lot of people I know don't play MMOs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Paul played some MMOs. He just didn't play fantasy MMOs.
Right. We
Like
played.
when we were playing WoW.
Well, that's what I'm sorry. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So, but I'm kind of
Well,
I'm interested,
I mean, I might check
especially
it out.
if I don't have to like pay for it.
Mhm.
If it's free to play, I'll definitely check it out.
Oh, yeah.
Well, in the industry, the subscription model is dead pretty much. No
Uh-huh.
one's having a subscription base.
Yeah, even WoW's going free to play, but they're also putting in like win the game content for real money. So
Yeah.
Pay to win.
pay to win, that's a word.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, thank you.
Well, they'll probably force you to have to pay for something that you're going to need in order
Yeah.
to play. So
Fingers.
Yeah.
You can't hold an axe without fingers. Only $10 for each one.
Johnny Long
Torso, Johnny Long Torso, the man who
Something I
comes in pieces.
Interesting game I read about
He's
is
long.
the civilization. They're making a civilization MMO
Really?
Really?
where when you join a faction
Mm-hmm.
and you collectively work to progress the tech tree and everything.
Yeah.
and ultimately there's a point where one faction wins, and at that point they reset the map.
Oh wow.
Okay, sorry, go ahead. But that it reminded me of something with EverQuest I wanted to tell you about.
But the only bad thing is, no plans to bring it here, Korea only.
Of course.
Yeah.
So this, the other thing the other reason I was really excited about it, it's doing away with a lot of the concepts from MMOs. Like you start out in the starting area and you go through the quest tree, and then when you go to play again, you do the same thing.
Right.
You log in, and there are like story points. Like the first thing at launch is the first players have to band together and start a settlement.
Okay.
It's taking place in the prehistory of the EverQuest, you know?
Oh yeah.
So you have to found the towns.
Oh wow.
And as it progresses, people that join the game will not experience what happened at launch. It will be a progressive game.
That's
The world will evolve as you go.
Yeah.
Cities will come up. Nations will form. So
basically,
people coming in will be like, what was it like in the old days, Grandpa? You know, that
before
kind
the
of stuff.
Sims took over.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are they scrapping the previous world? So everyone who's had a subscription up to this point,
Yeah, because it's a completely new
complete
game.
redone. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It basically, you start off as a bunch of schlubs in the woods that have to build a tent village
Research
and fight
fire.
off goblins.
Yeah.
And depending on how you fend off the goblins and what server you're on and everything, you might have beaten them away so
Beat
they
'em
never
off.
come back
You were gonna say
until
beat 'em off, weren't you?
until you get like a city built, and then the Goblin King brings all the armada.
That's
Or maybe they keep coming in and fighting you, and there's no like
Yeah.
specific spawn point for goblins. They will find the best place to live and set up their own civilizations.
That's pretty cool. Actually.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing that really, I was like, okay, this is an MMO I might be interested in
Yeah.
playing because of just for that.
That's a lot better than go here, grind, maybe you get a good sword.
Yeah, there's no kill 10 bubble stats and
Double stats are tough.
I know.
Oh my god.
But you get the idea. I'm excited about the game.
It sounds a little bit more sandboxy.
It is. It's a lot more sandboxy. I'm sure there's going to be quests and what have you, but
Oh well, yeah.
it's much more open. So
So I listened to last week's SMAGcast about books that have changed your life and stuff.
our short one, yes.
Yeah, our short one. And
Well,
I
it's
really
not
like
socks
yours,
that
Kevin.
matter sometimes.
What's that?
I said I really liked yours. Here they are.
Oh, thank you. I was actually going to ask you about this. Paul, for those that can't see, has just handed me my copies of Understanding Comics and Making Comics,
Yeah.
which are the two most important books that I own.
Now you actually have them.
Yay! Because I was in there thinking, I don't know what I did with those. I don't want to have to buy a third copy.
Well, we were listening to it, and I was like, oh, wait, hold on, pause. Pick those from the bookshelf. I should give them back to Kevin.
Yay!
Then he leaves them here.
No,
with
because
the
I've got them under my hat.
for further
Yeah,
jack.
Kevin's
future
actually
generations.
wearing the books right now.
Yes.
He has very good balance.
Mm-hmm. I am a pretty princess.
Yeah.
No,
You went to finishing school.
yes, they finished me like you wouldn't. You know what? Never mind.
Yeah.
He was amazing at his
Flawless
what
victory.
are those?
Finishing moves.
No, never mind.
Fatalities?
He's good at sounding like the Finns.
No. His
Wen ist das Nernstück und geht uns la ama? Ja, clever Hand, I flibberwald großput. Funniest joke in the world.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Kevin, you just killed all our German listeners.
Probably. That's fine, I guess.
So I found something interesting the other day.
I found something too, but you go first.
Okay, thank you. It's people are trying to figure out exactly how long a zombie apocalypse would last. And it turns out, only a few months. Because the scary thing about zombies is their one biggest weakness. They rot.
Oh, that's a good point.
Right.
You just wait for them to decompose in the sun.
Which doesn't take very long.
Mm-hmm.
The article, which I forget where it is, it's some long name, filmschoolrejects.com. It basically says that there are 5 different stages of decay. There's fresh, which most, like Romero zombies were back in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
There's the bloat. There's active decay, advanced decay, and then dry skeletal.
Okay.
Well, the first couple of stages don't take very long, especially depending upon where you are. Rigor mortis sets in, fluids pool in the body. So right there, you're thinking, okay.
They're going to stink.
Well, not only that, but they're going to have really big feet. Because all the fluids are just going to...
They're going to be triangle shaped, basically.
And within a matter of hours, the body starts to turn on itself because of all the bacteria that's in the body.
And all the fly larvae.
Well, we're getting to that. That doesn't come for
I'm
at least
glad I
another
ate
36 hours. But eventually, all the stuff in your stomach, which is no longer taking, you're no longer taking a nutrient, so all your bacteria goes, well,
Gotta
I
eat.
guess I gotta eat something. So it starts eating you out from the inside. So the zombies would start to lose
You're a
all
dirty
their
boy.
organs. Right. And by the time of active decay and advanced decay, which is, I don't know, a weekend or so, all the internal organs are gone. They're just puddles. So you wouldn't have to worry about shooting the zombie through the head because they wouldn't be able to move anyway because their brains would be gone.
Well, the problem there is, though, is zombies already don't obey any physical laws, so none of that applies to them anyway.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
true, but it's still kind of amusing to think, oh, well,
Repeat
they
to
could come after
yourself,
me
it's
because they're
just a
filled
show.
with maggots.
Yeah.
At least the only, at least in my watching, the only really even remotely plausible ones are like the super rabies ones from like
28 days later.
Oh, yeah.
ones that
Yeah.
aren't really dead.
Crazy fast zombie dudes. They're
Yeah.
just zombies because they're not human
They're
thinking
don't
anymore.
have
They're
any intelligence, but
Yeah.
they're still alive technically.
yeah.
Oh, like I Am Legend,
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah, well, yeah, those technically they're vampires,
Those
but
are,
yeah.
Yeah.
some kind of weird zombie pyres or something.
Zompires.
Well, that brings up a
Welcome to Zompire
What
Colony.
happens if a vampire gets, infected by a zombie?
Can they be?
They go on a first date and they see what happens after that.
No. A werewolf gets turned by a vampire, then bitten by a zombie.
I think we've got the best sci-fi original ever.
We have a werepyre.
Where's Zombie?
If you put it in a tornado, I bet you sci-fi will pick it up.
So there's zompire.
Yes.
Zompire.
Where's
Oh,
Zompire?
where's Zompire?
NATO.
Yeah.
Where's zompire NATO?
But
Atomic Where's Zompire NATO.
There you go.
Mike's zombies bring up a good point, though. There's a couple, I think one of them is a veterinarian and the other one's just like a journalist, and they wrote a book about rabies, and it turns out rabies actually is a lot like being a zombie because the disease, the virus, makes you want to bite things, or makes the infected animal want to bite things. And so, anyway, they think a lot of the zombie stories may have come out of infected people and
Probably.
infected animals,
Probably.
which is kind of frightening.
Yeah. I've never seen zombies foam with a mouth.
Well, you always hear stories about, like, from the old 1800s where some guy got bit and he got rabies and he knew what was going to happen, and they, like, he just disappeared, and then you find him, like, 3 days later in the wood. He's padlocked himself to a tree so he wouldn't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's a noble way to go if you have rabies.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're just...
Yeah. I'm just going to lock myself to a tree.
You could just ask your son to shoot you, like, he had to do Old Yeller.
It's my paw, I'll do it.
I wonder if in the olden days anyone ever got rabies and tetanus at the same time.
Lockjaw with
Got
rabies.
but rabies.
Yeah.
All he does is just sit there slobbering. He's really pissed about it.
I have a strange desire to go bite something, but my jaw won't work.
I had something I had discussed. Oh, okay. So I'm sure, I know Mike does. You guys are familiar with what I've been talking about on my blog and Tumblr and everywhere else. Welcome to Night Vale.
Oh, Lord. I'm going to go sit in the corner.
No. It is a podcast.
Wait, we're not allowed to talk about other podcasts.
Yeah, we are. The best description I've heard is a combination between H.P. Lovecraft and Tales from Lake Woebegone.
Yeah, I came up with that.
Yeah. Well, I've heard other people compare it to like Stephen King and Garrison Keillor. It's kind of like that, except it's just this one dude reading news and announcements from a town called Night Vale. Such announcements as the city council is proud to announce the opening of a new dog park. We would like to remind you, dogs are not allowed in the dog park. People are not allowed in the dog park. Do not stare at the hooded figures in the dog park for any length of time. You know, it's just stuff like that.
Yeah.
I love it. The thing is, I started out, I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'll automatically hate it because of the fandom.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, okay, I'll listen to the first one. So 13 episodes later, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
And it's entertaining as all get out.
I'm just imagining Guy Noir going up into an old house and finding, etchings on the wall, a big circle of blood on the floor.
Okay,
Yes.
next time you need a new character in Call of Cthulhu, you have to base him on Garrison Keillor.
Okay.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm here to investigate these mysterious happenings here in Lake Wobegon.
Yeah, I could just imagine that now. We're going up against Yogg Shoggoth or something, and I start talking about the poetry corner.
Yes.
You know what you need, sir, is some rhubarb pie.
Mama do it, baby, like rhubarb, mama, baby, like rhubarb pie.
This is the worst, best idea ever.
Oh my god, this is going to be awesome. It's going to derail your game completely.
Oh, yeah, you're just...
He'll just start narrating it at some point.
It'd become very noir, though.
Yes.
So there I was, looking out over the hills of Innsmouth, the sunlight coming down upon the gills of the fish people.
Glistening ever so slightly off their wet backs.
Sound like Bill Clinton when I do that.
I sound like Hank Hill.
A little bit, yes.
Damn it, Bobby.
Damn, 6 a.m. in the morning, boy ain't right. That is good. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Monica Lewinsky.
Wait, did y'all just then affirm that Bill Clinton and Hank Hill are the same people?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's a
pretty
Batman Bruce Wayne thing, and I don't know which is the real person.
Not really sure.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, Smack Bias. We've cleared that one up.
You never see them in the same place at the same time.
So, anyway,
Damn it, Bobby.
I was going to talk about propane-related accessories.
I do propane.
so since I've moved, this is the first time in a long time I've actually watched television.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
You know,
How did that go?
well,
Sorry.
well, I discovered there's a show and it makes me want to kill myself.
You watched Lifetime?
No,
Which show? Because there are many.
there are many shows, but just the fact that this one exists.
It's Duck Dynasty.
It's
No.
the... No?
No.
I really thought that's where you were going.
Honey Boo Boo.
Close. I mean, I knew that existed though.
Yeah.
This was like brand new to me. I did not know. Amish Mafia. That right there is like, I'm out. That's it.
Well, there were those guys who've been arrested and they tried to plead the
Amish insanity?
the defense about religion because they went in and forcibly shaved men's beards.
Yeah. Yeah.
up in New York.
Yeah.
So maybe they're
yeah,
part of the
New
Amish
York.
Mafia.
Excuse me.
What kind of mafia could the Amish possibly
Hey,
have?
here
I'm
you're
gonna
not
go steal
paying
your
your
ass.
protection money. It would be terrible if me and Zeke had to
I
blow
don't
up your
know.
horse.
But they're going into their second season.
Wow.
Yeah.
2 seasons of Amish Mafia.
I wonder if they're related to
This is on TLC,
the
right?
raping Mennonites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the TLC. Do you know where TLC started?
Actually, I posted that on
Yeah,
Twitter.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was originally started by a government organization and NASA. It went private in 1980, and now it shows Cake
And
Boss.
Amish Mafia.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like the tweet I retweeted said, just a little food for thought. Next time some jackass in a $5,000 suit wants to defund PBS.
Yeah.
Think of TLC.
Yeah.
This reminds me of the Mennonites that I read about recently, which I told Emily about. There was this group of Mennonites, and they're like the really hardcore Mennonites. You know, not the soft
Gold
Mennonites.
chains and
Yeah,
gang
exactly. They
signs
got the bling going.
Okay. But yeah, hardcore
But
Mennonites.
absolutely no technology.
Yeah.
Right. So they moved around a bunch. They went to Russia, and then Russia was like, "No, we hate religion." This was back in the 30s. They went to Canada
Right.
for a while, and Canada's like,
You're too damn weird.
"Well, no." Canada's like, "Well, you're gotta have to follow our school system." And they're like, "Well, we can't do that. We teach our own kids,
Mm-hmm.
at least until they're 7th grade for girls, 8th grade for boys. Then they got to go out into the field because that's what they do."
Because
So
they fight for their meals.
they end up down in Bolivia or somewhere like that.
Okay.
And there was this outbreak of women being raped by ghosts.
I've read about this.
Yeah, so
It has to do with ghost rape. Of course, I've read about this. If
Of
it's got
course.
to do with ghosts.
right. So there's all these women in this one community of like 1,500 people and girls and things like that who, you know, wake up in the morning. They're all bleedy because they've been raped, and they got a headache, and they're all woozy for the rest of the day, and they're like, "Well, God hates us."
And apparently most of the village was okay with this being the answer.
Well,
Right.
they're Mennonites, of course.
Right.
Because who would climb in a window and do such a thing?
Turns out other Mennonites.
Yes.
They got some
With penises.
tranquilizers.
Tranquilizers.
Yes, horse tranquilizers, and made this sort of basically a tear gas bomb
Okay.
that they would pump into the houses at night to knock the entire family out, and then rape everybody in there.
Including the men, but they didn't like to talk
Man,
about it.
they just-
That's
you-
very wrong.
You know, rape is a serious thing and everything, but man, these guys went for broke.
They really did.
They were just like, man, when are we gonna get another chance?
Yeah, I mean, they were doing it for years.
Oh my God.
And the entire community was just like, well, okay, we're self-policing. God's mad at us. So that was the end of that. Everybody just keeps getting raped.
Pray harder.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm sure the guys doing it, that was exactly what they wanted them. They were like, yeah,
Oh, yeah, there was
definitely.
a bunch of guys doing it, too.
Oh yeah, like all of them.
They finally ended up going to jail.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
So never go to Bolivia with Mennonites.
pretty much.
So Smagpies, remember that. Bolivia with Mennonites, strictly off limits.
Yeah.
And if you think it's ghosts, check your house for canisters.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And rapey Mennonites.
Well, yeah.
Well, that kind of killed it, didn't it? So we have a new doctor.
Yes!
Yeah, I need to go see him.
the
about
the
this
Vatican-
sore on my back.
The Vatican, white smoke came out of the chimney, and they came out and said, we have a doctor. And
Is he part of my HMO?
he's part of everyone's HMO, Mike.
Who
Yes.
takes care of Earth?
And the rest of the universe.
He's a dirty hippie.
Yeah, but he really likes Earth.
Mm-hmm. So, Peter
Capaldi.
Capaldi, who was in an episode of Doctor Who.
He was in the Fires of Pompeii, just like
Amy Pond.
Amy.
Yep.
So, and the fandom's all like, well, gotta rewatch that every time they get a new cast member, see who's coming up next.
Exactly. I did go back and rewatch it.
I didn't. He's apparently on some British cop show, and he swears a lot. and someone's done a mashup thing with Doctor Who footage combined with footage from that show. So he's just like swearing a blue streak at Daleks and stuff. And I haven't watched it yet, but I've been told it's terribly amusing.
Nice. Yeah, I watched the interview with him when they first announced.
Oh yeah.
That was really good. He's been a Doctor Who fan for a long time, so that's good.
Have you seen the drawing of the Fourth Doctor that he did?
No.
It's a dead-on caricature of Tom Baker at the console, man. The nose, the teeth, those crazy eyes.
Have you seen the new TARDIS?
No.
It's in a music video.
Yeah, there's these young hippie, or not hippie, hipster kids, whatever they're called. The ones who can't dress themselves. And they're making a music video about this kid who really loves Doctor Who, and he's pretending that he's Doctor Who, and they go to the BBC, and they're like, hey, can we do something with this? I'm like, yeah, just come film on our set. So they go into the TARDIS control room. It's not the TARDIS control room we've ever seen before. It looks like Tom Baker's crossed with David Tennant's.
So are we talking about like the big round things on the walls and or are we talking
console
okay
with a thing in the middle?
Okay.
If I remember right.
And the lit floor, much like David Tennant's.
Okay, because I was wondering if it was like that one or the wood panel one he had for a little while. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's got round dots on the wall.
Okay.
Well, it's a couple of them. Look like portholes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
wow.
Yeah, and I was like, well, David Capaldi, he's older too. So
Peter.
Yeah, whatever his name is. Garibaldi.
Michael Garibaldi.
Yeah.
I'm just glad to hear that he was a Doctor Who fan from a kid because David Tennant was as well. And they tend to produce better doctors.
Oh, some other trivia about Garibaldi there?
Peter Capaldi?
Yes.
Okay, because
he was in a punk band with Craig Ferguson.
Oh, so he's
I've
got
heard
a
about
sense of
that.
humor.
Yeah.
You know, I just really think it would be funny if they got Craig Ferguson for an episode of Doctor Who.
Well, they probably will
They
now.
could probably write a whole lot better than Moffat.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot. Well, I'm not touching that with a 10-meter cattle prod.
Yeah.
He could be a Dalek.
One other fun thing about this.
Exterminate!
One other fun thing about this guy is apparently the people who wrote World War Z had a sense of humor and cast this man as the unknown doctor for the WHO. So maybe they knew something ahead of time.
Maybe. See, I found that out. I was like, that, you know, somebody pointed out that, you know, he was up for the role and he was playing an unnamed doctor. I was like, they wouldn't. Oh, they did.
Oh, yeah. Well, he said he had to keep it from his daughter.
Yeah.
She was like, Dad, you should totally be the doctor. He's like, well, I don't know. You should go and, you know,
try.
audition. No, that's okay.
I
he already had it.
Yeah.
Well, after he auditioned for it too, you know, he couldn't tell her, so she was like, "Sucks, you're not getting to be the doctor."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Oh, I can tell her? Oh, I'm the doctor.
That my favorite part about that was he found out he was on location shooting the Three Musketeers for the BBC, and he got a call and he missed it because his phone was on silent, and he called his agent back as soon as he saw it, and she answers the phone with, "Hello, doctor."
Yeah.
And I was like, that's how you want to find out.
Yeah, that really is. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But, yeah, high hopes for him.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to having an older doctor again, so maybe he's not running around and being visual noise.
Well, but he's...
I like the last two doctors, so it's not like I have a problem with that. It's just, we're getting sort of a return to form now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be the same writer, so there
Well,
might still...
but
It'll be interesting to see how these two
he
work
doesn't
together.
write all of them, so.
No. Just the bad ones.
Shut up. You know, the thing is, and I've said this before, when Russell T Davies left and everybody found out Steve Moffat was taking over, you know, he wrote Blank, and he wrote all these episodes that people loved, and everybody was like, oh, it's a new golden era of Doctor Who, and then they started bashing Russell T Davies. Then Steve Moffat takes over. Then they're all bitching about Steve Moffat. Oh, Russell T Davies, come back and save us. I'm like, I will smack the shit out of all of you. But
That was your George R. R. Martin is not your bitch article. You stood up for Moffat.
I did stand up for Moffat because y'all praised him as a genius. Now you're shitting on him. Go to hell.
I never did.
I know you didn't, but I'm talking about the fandom in general.
Okay, fair enough.
I know, Paul, why can you tell some of the SMAGpies your problem with Moffat as opposed to Davies?
I don't like the way he writes. I don't like the way he writes women. Or doesn't write women.
Okay, fair enough. That's
I mean,
completely legitimate there.
yeah. I mean, Blink was a good episode.
Yeah. The library episodes were good episodes.
Yeah, the library was good.
What else did he do? Stuff. He
How
wrote
was it
stuff.
like the darker turn that Doctor Who took last season?
I'll be honest. There's a lot of story elements that have been sort of, thrown in there over the last 2 seasons, and they've gone nowhere. There's like, why did the TARDIS blow up? Oh well, fuck it.
Yeah.
So that's been the general. Here I'm going to set up a mystery. Oh, look at the shiny thing, and then he just never comes back to it. It's kind of like it's like Douglas Adams actually. They said he would. His literary agent said he would start off and he's like, I need to tell you this story. He would spend like an hour telling you about this banana and tell you, okay, now remember the banana. The banana is terribly important. And they go through the rest of the story and it'd be fantastic. And she'd be like, okay, what about the banana? What banana? So that's
That happened in the Davies with Tennant and Davies too, especially like the episode where Doctor Who gets the daughter who ends up being in real life
Jenny.
Tennant's
Yeah.
wife. That could have
That
been a
could've
really
been-
interesting storyline.
I know.
It never went
I
anywhere.
always thought she should have been a companion or something.
I think they could have like run into each other again or something.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
So all of them are going to have some dropped storylines, I think.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, Moffat's entire story arc has been dropped. Like, when the question asked, silence will fall. Okay, when did that happen exactly in the episode you said that was going to happen?
I don't know. I stopped watching.
It was the last episode of the season,
Yeah.
and it just kind of left me going. You didn't answer a damn thing, you bastard.
So they never explained the crack in her wall or anything.
The
Spoilers,
crack.
people.
Well, the crack in the wall was because the TARDIS blew up.
Oh.
Spoilers, but they never explained why the TARDIS blew up. He was like, "We have to find out," and then promptly didn't do anything to figure that out. So,
Sign of a good writer.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't watch Doctor Who. Don't look at me.
Well, I guess that's kind of the end of the Doctor Who discussion.
yeah. Okay. Well, we've just complained that out of existence.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something else then.
All right.
I have a friend who's co-authoring a book with someone, and they're releasing it for free as a podcast. And they're right now only 20 minutes is up. It's like the first chapter, and it's so far, from what I can tell, a sci-fi fantasy type thing set at sea. And so far, it's doing a good job by not sitting you down and saying, "Here, reader, let me tell you all about this world." Instead, Instead, you're getting to experience it just as the characters are experiencing these things. And
Yeah, that's a good way to do
it
it.
sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I like those.
So I'll try to share a link. I don't remember the name, so I fail there. Something to do
Well,
with
it's okay.
Swan Song.
That's okay. You can email it to us, and it'll be in the show notes on Monday. Hopefully.
So there's some good writing out there, folks.
Yeah. I mean, we're not saying like all writers are terrible because there's several writers in this room, as far as I know, right, Mike?
No.
Okay.
I have to actually do it.
You need to write,
I
Mike.
know.
Mike's a decent writer.
Yeah.
He just needs to do it.
Yeah, and that does bring up something I've realized like
Your
the last
lunch.
week or so. No.
Oh,
Why Kevin and I get along so well?
it's because we put up with each other's bullshit?
Well, no.
Okay.
We're this opposite of each other. You are an outgoing introvert,
He's an ambivert.
and I'm a shy extrovert.
Are you now?
Yeah.
Really? The way
Because
you come into
when
a room and don't talk to anybody? And
Well, introversion, extroversion have nothing to do with
Yeah.
your your
How you,
outgoingness.
yeah, it's how you get energy.
Yeah. If I'm alone, I don't want to do anything. I just want to kind of sit there and just be passive. If I'm out with people, I'm like, yeah, let's do stuff. Kevin, being an introvert, means that when you're out with people, you get run down and you go home. It's basically, the analogy I have is like, introverts are like rechargeable batteries. You have to
They
go
don't
home.
last very long once you get to using them.
You have to go home and recharge.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, totally. That's
Whereas extroverts are kind of like a solar panel. They get their energy while they're out.
It's a pretty good analogy.
yeah.
So, even though you're really outgoing when you're out. You just can't do it for very long.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of which, bye guys.
Too many people in the room.
Oh my God, there's 4 people here. I can't deal.
so that's just something I realized this week.
Yeah, I thought we got along because we're an old married couple or something.
Nah.
I don't know, man.
Well, do you drive around a lot together?
Well,
It's
I miss Daisy. Anyway, no, even my girlfriend has been like, you and Mike need to be alone or anything. I was just wondering. I was like, well, I guess if I had a heterosexual life partner, it'd be Mike. But
Yeah. Too bad Mike doesn't have one.
yeah,
Okay, so did anybody see the Ashens movie?
no.
no.
So wonderful.
God.
See,
I mentioned it in Vlogium. I actually did a Vlogium, even though I don't know who's supposed to be doing Thursdays now, so I just decided I would do a Thursday Vlogium.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Anyway, and I did it for Ashens. He inspired me to actually do a
Okay,
Vlogium.
because I'll be honest, I enjoy his reviews and everything, but the prospect of spending that much time with this guy kind of.
But it's not
freaks
just
me
him,
out.
and there's homages and references to all the great nerd movies ever made.
Mm-hmm. Like at one point where they knock out 2 guards to go into this place and they see that there's other guards. He tells his sidekick, he's like, you remember that scene in Star Wars, A New Hope, where they took down these 2 stormtroopers and they put on their armor to go inside to get past the other guards? And the other guy's like, yeah. It's like, that's what we need to do. And they're looking over at the 2 guards that they knocked out. And it cuts to the 2 guards inside, and there's Ashens and the other guy in stormtrooper outfits. Walking in. One of the guards goes, that's not the right holster for that gun. They start beating him up.
Okay, because I see when you're telling me that, I'm sitting there thinking, how would I write that? Mm-hmm. You remember that scene in A New Hope with the guards? Yeah, that was a great scene.
There's no bearing here whatsoever.
Yeah.
And the guy from Willow is in it.
Yeah, Warwick Davis.
Well, that's not hard to believe.
He seems to be doing a lot of things with YouTube people. He's done a lot with Yogscast.
Yeah.
Have you seen the thing with him and Val Kilmer on his show that's by Ricky Gervais?
No.
Him and the plot. It's a show called Life's Too Short.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about Warwick Davis. It's like a reality show about Warwick Davis, but it's written by Ricky Gervais and him.
Okay.
The plot of one season is Val Kilmer comes in, and they're trying to do Willow 2.
Oh, God.
Oh.
And Val Kilmer, you've seen him lately. He's not a thin man.
No.
He comes with this rubber Batman cowl on his face, broken out. It's just wrong, man. It's hilarious, though.
The funniest thing with Warwick Davis I've seen was Top Gear, where they got a new reasonably priced car, and whenever they do that,
They gave him a little Tykes car.
They have several celebrities come in to see a bunch of lap times. Well, Warwick Davis comes in, and at the end of the segment, they're all standing around talking. Warwick Davis is making fun of Richard Hammond for being short.
Nice. Hammond.
Hamster.
In the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Warwick Davis brought his 2 pedal extenders for his car, but they needed a third one because it was a standard.
Right.
Oh.
So Hammond taped a Pringles can to the pedal.
So how did you do that?
Oh, nice.
He wasn't the slowest.
That's good.
Once, yeah.
That's
I
good.
think Mike Rutherford was actually the slowest.
You were that
Yeah.
bad, huh?
I was on there.
The guy from Genesis.
And Mike and the Mechanics.
I thought about cutting out all the times where they say Mike Rutherford in there and use them places, because have Jeremy Clarkson saying my name.
Yeah.
You should. Like when you go to do your YouTube videos, you should do that.
Have him introduce me.
Yeah.
And now Mike Rutherford.
That would be pretty funny. Or we could just set up a camera in front of on the dashboard of your car and just film you driving around.
And splice it in.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
Mike Rutherford's around Capon.
Well, no, they didn't have the narration of that part.
Yeah, because it's just like that's right. It's just like, it's mostly about them interacting with a bunch of B-list celebrities for the most part. So.
Yeah.
And then they just drive around the track and show like Hammond trying to make someone eat sausages or something.
And of course, Jeremy fawning over whichever the most
Female
attractive
celebrity.
woman is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what he does.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's the handsome one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't look like a leather jack-o'-lantern at all.
No. Captain Slow.
No, that's James May.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I do want that shirt. Have you seen the Captain Slow shirt? Where the C is made out of half of a speedometer with the needle on 0.
Nice.
Nice.
Which he has gone faster than any of the other hosts on the show.
Yeah, because of
And
a
the
Bugatti
Bugatti.
Veyron.
Yeah.
But it
I
was-
want that car.
Yeah, in your neighborhood it would last about 2 minutes.
This is in the imaginary world where I live in a better neighborhood as well as owning a Bugatti Veyron.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So
And hopefully another country where you can actually get to drive it.
That's true.
true.
Yeah. Tires on that car are $10,000.
Well, if I've got a Bugatti Veyron, I can obviously afford like a garage full of tires and a giant mansion to live in with the tires.
The wheels are $30,000 and should be X-rayed every 5,000 miles or something if you want to keep your ability to go to its top speed.
Why are you shitting on my dream, Mike?
I don't know.
Got to shit somewhere.
Yeah.
You did that earlier, damn
Hey,
it.
shut up.
Everybody
Talk about your
poop
poops
mites.
later. Kevin poops.
I poop,
That's right.
and Trace Beaulieu knows it as well.
Yes, he
And
does.
so does Josh Weinstein.
Uh-huh.
I hate you.
I know.
I know.
I
yes.
couldn't resist. That was great.
Kevin poops.
We've talked about before.
We have talked about it before, but still, I'm bitter.
Y'all have opened that way before.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What, me pooping?
Just saying Kevin poops.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So, anybody else got any topics of
So Night Vale. No.
things? So, I have a pretty broad subject to discuss here.
I like pretty broads.
He's talking about his butt.
Oh, okay.
It's a very broad subject.
Yeah.
So-
I got these two fists, and they're for punching. Y'all are sitting
It's
right.
just made for punching. Yeah, that's just what they'll do.
But no. So I had this thought during the week that we really don't have any good sci-fi, going on right now. No forward-looking, innovative, I guess would be a term.
Sure.
Science fiction. Okay, look at a lot of the technology we have that has come out in the last few years, or is going, is
By
getting
a few
bigger.
years, he means decades.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I don't mean decades, but we have sitting in front of me. I have an Android tablet. You have an iPad.
If I do.
3D printers.
Mm-hmm.
I had a couple more examples, but I can't remember.
Cell phones.
Well, cell phones are kind
Google
of
Glass.
Modern cell phones.
but yeah,
Google Glass.
No, I can't really see it.
Spaceships.
But a lot of those things
Bagels.
owe a lot of their development to Star Trek,
Right.
and especially Next Generation.
Yeah.
Right now, we don't have anything going on that can inspire people to make the next technological,
Leap.
new innovations.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people can do what they normally do and put out another iPad.
Oh yeah, one of the other examples was like a big new VR push You know,
Yeah.
like holodeck kind of.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Oh, yeah, man.
Holodeck type stuff.
I'd be Reg Barkley so fast.
You turn into a giant spider?
Okay, first appearance where he's obsessed with being in the holodeck.
Oh, okay.
Not the giant spider one. That's a whole, that's Wild Wild West. We're not even going there. No. Picard turned into a lemur.
While there is good sci-fi, I just don't think there's anything that really says, you know.
There's no visionary science
That's
fiction.
the term I was looking for.
Yeah.
There's nothing really visionary.
It's all dirty, gritty, character-driven stuff that takes place on planets with cows and horses. Like Firefly.
Which was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was
But
awesome. I loved
it's
it.
not.
Yeah,
But it's
and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just there's no, like Mike said, there's no visionary science fiction to make somebody go, we need to build that.
But it's kind of hard to get there because of so much. I mean, even with Star Trek, a lot of that technology that they had, we actually had at the time. Like, we didn't have the medical scanners, but we had automatic doors. So,
What?
Meanwhile, in supermarkets,
it's so. And now, like Mike was pointing out, we do have all this really cool stuff. So it's like, well, where are we going to go next with it?
Yeah.
Off planet somewhere.
I'm sorry. I'm just picturing some guy in a tight T-shirt with black glasses and tape in the middle with a Star Trek shirt on, looking at a automatic door in a supermarket, going, "Thank you, Gene Roddenberry."
Well, you know, in the 80s, you could have said the same thing of before Next Generation came out. It's like, well, you know, who would have thought of a little slate that you can carry around and have all this information on, or you know, thought of a room you could go in that could be anything you want it to be.
Yeah. The imaginary.
Of Dr. Parnassus.
Mm-hmm.
Or a replicator, a box that basically makes whatever you want it to make.
Right.
You know, that's
Tea, Earl Grey, hot.
that's kind of the same thing, you know, right? That's why I'm saying no one's having that visionary or having,
Yeah, producing visionary.
action figures.
Right. The visionary.
Visionaries, not to the
Holograms on their
magical
chests.
light.
Or was it their shields?
It was their chests
The chest.
and the staffs
staff.
and the vehicles.
Yeah.
Everything had a damn hologram on it.
Well, it was the 80s. Everything had holograms on it because they were cool.
Holograms are rad, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they went and gypped you because in the show, the thing would jump out of their chest.
Mm-hmm.
But then you play with the toys and you have to, make the guy act like a lion and you feel uncomfortable and weird doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, hey,
I guess
where's my Thundercats figure? There we go. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah.
I'm just lamenting the fact that we don't have
No, that's understandable.
anything pushing our
See, I'm still excited about the new Cosmos coming out.
Yeah.
Because that's not like visionary science fiction,
Get people
but that's
interested.
still science as entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like Shark Week where it's, I'm going to stick my leg in a shark, let's see what happens.
Right.
And it's I'm not being all doom and gloom because there's other things like a Kerbal Space Program has gotten a lot of kids interested in, aerospace.
Not me, but a lot of kids.
But no, I mean,
Did I mention I'm 7?
I've heard stories of a lot of teachers using that in their classrooms and, just kids loving it.
Well, I can see.
Oh, yeah. Especially when it's, why does the one in the middle look like he's having the time of his life and the other two are screaming?
And then everything blows up.
Yeah, and then everything blows up.
Pretty much.
And
Great game, though.
I haven't played it. I can't get into it.
Come on,
It's
we're
I
reading
don't
all along.
have. I know, but I don't have the mindset to build stuff that functions and actually do sciencey stuff.
You don't have to do sciencey stuff.
Yeah, you do.
No.
I don't know how perogies and apogees and
I didn't either. till
stuff.
the-
Well, yeah.
Like I said, that game taught me how orbital mechanics work. Before I knew, you go around the thing or something like that.
Around the thing and the thing
Well,
and stuff.
That's one of those things that a game is really good at teaching you because it's such an abstract concept. It's so alien to how we're used to the world working.
It's a good way to visualize it.
This kind of going back to Star Trek, it reminds me, you remember we were watching that episode, you remember the episode of Next Gen where Q became mortal
Yeah, the mariachi band was awesome.
Yeah, the mariachi band and everything. And well, when Q disappeared, the planet calls and they say the moon's orbit is back to normal, and they bring it up on the screen. And it's in this circular orbit around the planet.
Perfectly circular.
Perfectly circular. It's like, it's back to normal. I'm like, that's not normal.
That's not normal at all.
That's Q just fucked y'all over again.
Yeah, times are not going to work as well.
God knows what's going to happen to like the seasons or the planet's orbit or anything. Because Q just thought he was being helpful, and he's a 5-year-old with the powers of a god.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just when they show the orbit, and I'm like, nope.
That's not how it goes.
That ain't how it works, man. And they have like science consultants on that show that should have known better. That should have.
Well, that was an effect that was added in post
Well,
production.
no, because Data said perfectly circular.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh.
And I'm sitting here going, okay, do you think the science guys, they're like, well, how and make planet work?
Yeah,
And they're
probably
like-
the science guys were saying, no, it's an oval. And then they're like, well, people won't know that, the producers. People won't know that. We'll just say circular because that's easier.
I've just got this mental image of, no, it's not square. You've got it in a square and you need it to, just make it a circle.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
it's a long time before Minecraft.
Yeah.
With its circular moon and square sun.
And it's moving.
It used to be a square
faces.
moon.
Yeah.
Did they change it to round?
It's roundish.
Roundish.
I mean, when it's a new moon, it's a complete square, but
It does go through
When it
phases.
goes
I'm
through the
impressed.
phases.
Okay. You sure that's not the mod like I have?
no, I'm just
Okay.
playing vanilla.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He has a vanilla sky.
Oh my god. Open your eyes. Yeah.
I want more games that teach me weird stuff now.
Well, there's these Japanese games will teach you some really weird
I
stuff.
don't mean that. I mean,
Like, this is something I've been thinking about a lot lately. I think
Japanese
role-playing
games?
games. Role-playing games. I think kids can learn a lot from.
Oh yeah.
And I think,
so long as your parents don't run around screaming, "It's the devil," like
True.
mine did.
But it teaches kids that they can have an influence on the earth. It teaches you to do math in your head more quickly. It teaches you collaboration with other people. Sometimes, I guess there's some games where you don't.
I'm just thinking about Call of Cthulhu. Let's send the guy in the suit first. Every situation.
Well, but it teaches you to think strategically. Like, why are you sending the guy in the suit first?
Right.
I mean, maybe it's to be funny, but you also
No,
You're
we
trying to
don't
keep
know
the game
him.
going.
He's a guy we don't know. Let's send him first.
He's expendable. He's the
Yeah.
butcher.
Right.
So, and it teaches you storytelling. So there's all these great things that can come from those kinds of games. But anyway,
Absolutely.
Yeah. I really enjoyed your talk about Rogue Trader and second
ramble.
edition. Ramble.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I mean,
Yeah.
Thank
How you
you.
driving?
I have so much money put into Warhammer 40,000.
I think we need to tell the Smag Pies just what an impact Trevor had.
there is a
From that game.
Trevor miniature now. Trevor actually exists.
Yeah, there is a Stiktha that has been modified to be Trevor.
Still need to do the
It
hat.
has a poncho.
He has the poncho.
He needs the hat. Yeah.
His serape. Trevor impacted us very much to the point that when I was doing Coda's World, I had to put Trevor in Coda's World, and he has become an integral part of the series.
Yeah.
And I even took elements from that story for that storyline.
Right.
And I've still got Trevor in Mailbox.
Yes.
He's
really.
going to be in there.
Nice.
There's this robot in Mike's lab, and before he installs anything in Encrypt, he tests it on this robot, which is a TRVR unit. And Monkey breaks in the lab and screws around with its head out of boredom. And
I like this.
Yeah, that's where I ain't driving.
And I'll say people at the front.
I love that at one point
Yeah,
he
that's
fires
like-
his gun and gets afraid because he didn't realize he was firing his gun.
Pow! What?
Liberate the forces at the front.
Yeah. Gotta save the squall.
I've been trying to say that for the last few minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really fun NPC to play.
Yeah, I bet. Well, I love it's like, okay, Trevor, you hold the rope, and we start climbing down the slope, and he comes running after us, holding the rope.
Yeah.
I think that was just Paul's excuse to think of how
Can I fuck with these guys?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's like in my Call of Cthulhu game. I was like, what would be something? Ooh, I'll make him able to phase through solid matter.
Yeah, that was good.
That's actually based on something from. You remember I ran that Call of Cthulhu supplement that time that I never finished?
Yeah.
That Barry was there for is his Russian that kept wanting to blow everything up.
Oh yeah, the dudes with the stuff in their brains.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they could phase through solid matter, which is why I never found them, and I kind of borrowed from that. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's all we've got. So, time for final thoughts. Emily.
All right. Well, it's been a good week. Hopefully next week will be as good. And yeah, it's off to you, Paul.
My final thoughts. Every now and then, you come across a man who can do things with his fingers you've never dreamed of.
All right, Mike. Final thoughts.
I got nothing.
You never have anything.
We
I'm on
put
the
everything
we have-
into the podcast.
We
There
have
are
a
no
final thought
thoughts.
every week, and you never have anything.
Well, I don't know. I just don't have
He
anything.
put it all into the podcast.
Yeah, I gave it my all. Actually, I
You
didn't.
drained his brain.
But I don't know. Ham sandwich.
Okay.
Kevin?
Well, my final thought for the week: always liberate the people at the front. So that's it. We'll see you next week for another group solitaire. So good night and stay smaggy. Bye. Bye.
I still think that's dirty.
This has been the SMAGcast. If you have any thoughts or questions, you can email us at thesmagcast@gmail.com. Our theme music is Out of School by Jazar from the album Traveler's Guide, which is available from freemusicarchive.org and used under Creative Commons license.